Legends, what's going on? It's legendary Rob Woods, just coming in to tap in with y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I was really inspired by a conversation I had with my guy, Brent Jackson, aka Story King Brent, last night when we talked about just staying consistent on social media. We actually have a new execution season episode coming out soon. I'm really excited about that, and also just excited about the Life on the Rise series, and just making it a series. Is kind of weird to think about, but I mean, I've been a content creator, I would say, for a few years, but I think since I do have a full-time job, my content hasn't been as consistent as I wanted to be. But honestly, man, I just want to get into the lifestyle of doing it every day. So this is the start of that. So I'm really excited about y'all just kind of being on the journey with me as I continue to grow on this thing. One little highlight, man. One of my videos got 40 views, and I was incredibly excited. I was like, oh shoot, okay, we got some movement. So I think that's just a sign of me just being willing to do it, but also I know it's not gonna be like that every day. I know some days, I literally the day after I posted that video where I got 40 views on YouTube, I actually got my following video got 2 views, and I think one of them was me, and I think the other one was probably Brent, which was, I think that's an incredibly valuable person to be watching. And that's the thing, you never really know unless they comment. You never really know who's actually paying attention to your journey, your story. And when you start to support people, eventually they start to, when you start to help people, eventually they start to want to support you. Or if somebody just rocks with your vibration, if somebody just appreciates the vibe that you bring to a room, to any space, I think that's just the beauty of humanity, in my opinion. And I think that's what YouTube is all about, especially now. I'm in the process of focusing on, just aside from content, just dialing in on what my focal points are, like, as a human. I know I really don't care too much about things other than financial aspects. I know that that's going to change at some point, but for right now, I mean, aside from talking about my life and the fact that I think that all of us are on this beautiful growth trajectory, but I'm just documenting mine. But when I talk or think about Life on the Rise, I think about the potential growth there. So I mean, also trying to eliminate filler words. That was definitely a part of my goal last year. I think I cut down on the filler words, but also after talking to Brent a little bit, I realized, wow, this dude has 0 filler words. I don't think he just doesn't say any words that aren't going to make an impact. So I want to get to that point. We'll get there. But for now, man, I think this is my last day of break. So within about an hour or so, I'm about to log back on to my job, my work, for the first time in a little bit. It might be a week or so. And it feels a little weird. And I think that's when you start to at least engage in the beginning processes of that turbulence that you feel when you don't want to do something. So, like, of course, after I had my morning coffee, I had a decent workout this morning in this room for about 30-40 minutes. I'm ready to do this video. But if something incredibly demanding is happening for work, what happens when that happens and I don't want to make a video? I still need to make a video. the good part about it right now is that it's actually fun to make these videos because there's no real pressure, and so eventually people, or you'll start to see the things that I'm able to do. Maybe some more people that I'm meeting, and I think you'll start to see more of the vision manifesting in front of you as I see it for myself. And I think that's the beauty in this entire experience. So no, I appreciate you for rocking with me. So this is gonna be an amazing year. 2025 is going to be an incredible year. All right. There's just so much that we are gonna get done, so much that we can get done. What I will say is it's hard to move forward if you don't have your baseline needs met. So, in terms of sometimes when it comes to certain jobs, you do need certain educational requirements or certifications to get things kicked off in a job. And I think in order to increase your capacity, you need sometimes additional education, additional educational experiences in order to advance in your career. Also, just focusing on the baseline and the next step. So I think as long as you can be excited about the next step, you'll be more motivated to take the step after that, and so on. And I think for me right now, of course, at some point I want a Rolls Royce, but eventually though, right now I'm working on that one first client that I helped get signed up to acquire a business with the SBA 7A loan. That's definitely one of my goals. Also, I mean, I'm on the brink of acquiring my own business, and the goal is to have a product, is basically acquire a business, have a product offering that helps people do a certain portion of what I did to make that happen. And then the next piece will be government contracts. So basically acquiring an operational business, adding government contracts on top of it in order to basically boost revenue. And I would consider like a relatively easy fashion. And I think that's the formula that I'm testing, that I have that I am hypothesizing at this time. So we'll see, and that's what I'm trying to document here on Life on the Rise. So what I can say, man, is this year we're going to have to exhibit an extreme amount of dogged persistence. And so when I say dogged persistence, it makes me think about my dogs. My dog Adonis, he is a Siberian Husky. He lives with my parents, and he's this big, fluffy, 50-pound. I think he might be 60 plus pounds, big boy. And whenever he hears like a crackling noise of some chips, ears perk up. Same thing with my dog that I have here. Her name is Chloe. She's about a 12-pound terrier Chihuahua mix, and she just when I think about persistence, I think about my dogs. And this dog, she chills when she wants to, but when she hears the doorbell ring or someone knock at the door, she's on high alert. Whenever she hears a little piece, a little chip hit the floor, she's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's on high alert for the chips. And so I think about this a lot of times when we think about, the way that our reticular activating system works. And I think sometimes some of us, I don't think we're lazy. I think sometimes we're not motivated enough to make the next step. So for instance, they might hear the chip fall in their life, which might be, I think a correlation to that may be you hear someone in the peripheral say something in relation to a business that you want to start, or a business that you have, but you don't want to step into that conversation and say, hey, I overheard you talking about XYZ. I do that, even though you are looking for clients, you may not want to interrupt that conversation, which is polite, truly. But you may not want to interrupt that conversation because why? You just care about what other people are thinking. I think the same for me, and me talking to you right now is I didn't want to, because I thought I might be embarrassed, or I thought that the things that I have to say aren't necessarily that groundbreaking. But be that as it may, I'm still here. I'm still talking. I'm still showing up. And I think that's what it's about. Have that dogged persistence to take your life to the next level. Get that chip. Get that trophy. Win that thing. Because as long as you're on the path to getting what you want, that's the dream. So I'll leave you with that, but I really appreciate y'all for really jumping in here and tapping in with me. Catch me tomorrow or the next day on the next episode of Life on the Rise with Legendary Rob. Peace. Yeah, man, as a matter of fact, this little thing is sitting right here, just relaxing, just hanging out. And in just a moment, she's about to jump up and start barking uncontrollably. That's how she rocks.